December 2025 is shaping up to be a month of dramatic weather contrasts across Europe. As we look ahead, meteorologists are already tracking a series of powerful weather systems that promise to make this December one of the most eventful in recent memory. From the icy reaches of Scandinavia to the sun-kissed shores of the Mediterranean, the continent is bracing for a dynamic mix of conditions that will impact millions of people. As the holiday season approaches, some regions face storms and flooding while others enjoy a drier, calmer start to winter. In Western and Central Europe, persistent rain is expected to cause localized flooding, especially in low-lying urban areas. Meanwhile, in the north and east, cold air masses are setting the stage for picturesque snowy scenes, perfect for winter festivities. For many, this means travel plans and holiday celebrations could be affected by rapidly changing weather. We'll break down the precipitation and temperature outlooks, highlighting where rain, snow, and warmth will dominate. Expect above-average rainfall in the west, with frequent downpours and gusty winds. In contrast, the Alps and parts of Eastern Europe are likely to see early, heavy snowfall, creating ideal conditions for winter sports enthusiasts. Southern Europe, however, may experience unseasonably warm spells, with some regions seeing temperatures several degrees above normal. Warmer than average conditions in the south are fueling more intense storms, especially around the Mediterranean. These storms could bring heavy rain, strong winds, and even the risk of coastal flooding in vulnerable areas. The combination of warm sea temperatures and active weather fronts is expected to create volatile conditions, so residents and travelers should stay alert for weather warnings. We'll pinpoint which areas are at risk and where you can expect a quieter month. While some regions will need to prepare for severe weather, others can look forward to stretches of calm, clear days, perfect for enjoying the festive season. Our detailed forecast will help you plan ahead, whether you're traveling, celebrating, or just hoping for a white Christmas. Plus, we'll zoom in on the first week of December so you know what to expect right out of the gate. Early forecasts suggest a turbulent start, with a mix of rain, snow, and wind sweeping across much of the continent. Whether you're heading out for work, school, or holiday events, knowing the forecast could make all the difference in staying safe and prepared. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of the major weather stories and risks for December 2025. Stay tuned as we guide you through the highs and lows, helping you make the most of the season, no matter what the weather brings. December's precipitation forecast paints a striking picture of contrast across Europe, a continent divided by weather. As winter deepens, meteorologists are seeing a sharp split in rainfall and snowfall patterns, with some regions preparing for relentless wet weather, while others face an unusually dry and calm month. This tale of two forecasts is more than just numbers on a map. It's a story that will shape daily life, travel, and even holiday plans for millions. Southern and Central Europe are bracing for a month marked by persistent rain, and in some areas, heavy snowfall. Cities like Rome, Athens, and Vienna are expected to see frequent downpours, with residents reaching for umbrellas and raincoats almost daily. Flooded streets and overflowing rivers could become a common sight, especially in low-lying areas and urban centers. Meanwhile, Northern and Western Europe are set to experience a very different December. Here, the landscape will be dominated by dry riverbeds, parched fields, and overcast skies that rarely deliver rain or snow. Cities like London, Stockholm, and Amsterdam may see gray days, but precipitation will be scarce, leaving the ground drier than usual for this time of year. The Iberian Peninsula, Italy, and the Balkans are directly in the path of a series of powerful storms. These regions will be hit by above-average rainfall and, in higher elevations, significant snowfall. The stormy weather could disrupt transportation, impact agriculture, and increase the risk of landslides and flash floods, especially in mountainous terrain. In stark contrast, Ireland, the UK, the Netherlands, Belgium, northern Germany, and much of Sweden will see less precipitation than usual. For these regions, December will feel more like a prolonged autumn, with chilly but mostly dry days. Farmers and gardeners may worry about the lack of moisture, while those hoping for a white Christmas could be disappointed, while drier regions may still get hit by the occasional strong storm or a brief, intense downpour. These events will be rare exceptions rather than the norm. Most days will pass with little more than a drizzle or a passing cloud, making it a relatively calm month for much of the north and west. The result of this weather divide: in the south, flood risks will rise sharply, with emergency crews on alert and communities preparing for possible evacuations. Swollen rivers and saturated ground could lead to localized disasters, especially if storms arrive in quick succession. Meanwhile, the north will experience longer dry spells, fewer winter storms, and a landscape that feels more like late autumn than deep winter. The lack of snow and rain could impact water supplies and leave ecosystems stressed as the season progresses. This dramatic continental split is the defining feature of December's weather, shaping everything from river levels to holiday celebrations. The contrast between stormy, flood-prone south and the calm, dry north will be felt in daily routines and long-term planning alike. Understanding which side of this weather divide you're on is key to preparing for the month ahead, whether you're packing rain boots and sandbags, or simply enjoying a milder, quieter winter. December's tale of two precipitation forecasts is a reminder of how diverse and dynamic Europe's climate can be. The southern storm track will drive repeated rounds of rain and snow across the Mediterranean, Iberian Peninsula, Italy and the Balkans. Northwestern Spain and Portugal will see frequent heavy rain as Atlantic systems dip south. Italy and the Balkans face a high risk of flooding, with saturated ground and more storms on the way. Mountain regions, Pyrenees, Alps, Apennines, and Dinaric Alps will benefit from deep snowpack, great for ski resorts but risky for travel. The wet pattern means rain in lowlands and heavy snow at higher elevations. Flooding and travel disruptions are likely in vulnerable areas. The South's wet December will shape water resources and winter recreation. For many, it's a month to stay alert and prepared. Northern and Western Europe are set to experience a notably drier than average December, a shift driven by a persistent high-pressure system that will dominate the region's weather patterns. This system acts like a shield, blocking the usual parade of Atlantic storms, and keeping skies clearer than normal for this time of year. As a result, many areas that typically brace for frequent rain and overcast days will instead see extended periods of calm, dry weather. Ireland and the UK, which are famous for their wet and windy winters, will notice a significant change. After an initial burst of rain at the start of the month, the weather will settle into a much drier pattern. Fewer storms will sweep across the islands, and residents may find themselves enjoying more sunshine and less need for umbrellas than usual. This break from the rain could be a welcome change for many, but it also brings its own set of challenges. Across the North Sea, cities like Amsterdam, Brussels, Hamburg, and Warsaw will also benefit from this dry spell. These urban centers, often accustomed to damp, chilly days, will see more dry, crisp weather, making it easier for people to get outside and enjoy winter activities. The change in weather could lift spirits and encourage more time spent outdoors, whether it's walking, cycling, or simply soaking up the rare winter sun. Scandinavia presents a more complex picture. While Norway and parts of Denmark may still see some wet weather, much of Sweden is expected to be drier than usual. Occasional snow showers will still occur, especially in the north. But overall, the frequency and intensity of precipitation will be reduced. This means that while the landscape may still look wintry, the snow cover will be thinner and less persistent. These extended dry spells could have important consequences for the environment. River levels may drop, and soil moisture could decrease, which is significant for both agriculture and water supply. Farmers might need to monitor their fields more closely, and communities that rely on rivers for water could face new challenges if the dry pattern continues into the new year. While snow is still possible, especially in the far north and higher elevations, accumulations are expected to be lower than usual. This could mean fewer disruptions from heavy snowfall, but it also raises concerns for regions that depend on winter snow for water storage or recreation. For outdoor enthusiasts, the drier weather is a mixed blessing. Activities like hiking and cycling become more appealing and accessible, as trails stay clear and conditions remain mild. However, winter sports such as skiing and snowboarding may suffer, with ski resorts facing limited snow and fewer visitors. The mild winter could impact local economies that depend on seasonal tourism. Ultimately, this dry pattern will shape daily life for millions across northern and western Europe this December. From changes in outdoor plans to impacts on agriculture and water resources, the effects of this unusual weather will be felt in many ways, making it a defining feature of the season. December brings persistent warmth to the Mediterranean and surrounding lands, with both air and sea temperatures running above average. Italy, the Balkans, Greece, and Turkey will see daily highs several degrees above normal. This warmth fuels stronger storms, as moist air and warm seas energize low-pressure systems. The Mediterranean's warm waters are a key ingredient for cyclogenesis, rapid storm development. Higher freezing levels mean more rain at lower elevations and concentrated heavy snow only at the highest peaks. Flood risk rises as rain replaces snow in some mountain areas. Expect volatile weather, with intense storms and shifting precipitation types. The warmth is pleasant, but it comes with serious meteorological consequences. The Mediterranean is the hotspot for severe weather this December, with repeated storms bringing heavy rain, strong winds, and flooding. Italy and the Balkans are directly in the storm track, facing the highest risk. Saturated ground means each new storm increases the threat of flash floods and landslides. Slow-moving storms can dump massive rainfall, especially where moist air hits coastal mountains. Residents in flood-prone areas must stay vigilant all month. The combination of warm seas, active jet stream, and coastal geography creates a perfect storm setup. This is Europe's biggest weather risk for December 2025. Preparation and caution are essential for those in vulnerable regions. December kicks off with a bang. Heavy rain and strong winds hit Ireland and the UK as a powerful low sweeps in from the Atlantic. Rain arrives late Sunday, intensifies overnight, and soaks Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales by Monday morning. Some areas could see over 100 millimeters of rain in just a day. The system moves northeast into Scandinavia, bringing rain and snow to Norway and Sweden. Showers linger in France, Spain, Italy, and Albania as the southern storm track stays active. The Balkans remain unsettled, with more rain on the way. Winter weather is here, setting the tone for a dynamic month ahead. December's snow story is all about the mountains in southern and central Europe. The Pyrenees, Alps, Apennines, and Dinaric Alps will see heavy, frequent snow, building a deep base for the ski season. Each storm adds another layer, especially above the higher-than-normal freezing level. Great news for ski resorts, but travel and avalanche risks rise sharply. Backcountry adventurers must stay alert to changing conditions and avalanche warnings. Northern mountains, like those in Scotland and Scandinavia, will see less snow due to the drier pattern. Snowfall will be more sporadic, limiting the overall buildup. December's snow highlights the north-south divide across Europe. December 2025 is defined by a dramatic north-south weather split across Europe. The Mediterranean faces relentless storms and flooding, especially in Italy and the Balkans. Northern and Western Europe enjoy a calmer, drier month, but aren't immune to the occasional strong storm. Southern mountains build deep snowpacks, while northern ranges see less accumulation. The established pattern could persist into January and February, shaping the rest of winter. Southern residents should stay prepared for wet, stormy weather and flood risks. In the north, enjoy the dry spells but be ready for winter's surprises. December's forecast is all about contrasts. Know your region and plan accordingly.